every official at the
Live. Let's go live. Okay, just up a smidge. How about this one down a smidge? There we go. Lucky ally. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And how are we doing today? Invest Right, how you doing today, buddy? Alrighty, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Bring it all the way over here. And let's see who's signing in today. Neil, Joe, did you see the pullback today? Do you know why it happened? I have no idea why it happened, and no, I did not see it. Isn't that weird? Did not see it. Okay, Jose, Joe, forgotten. Take over. Cool name. Natine. Big Poppy. What's happening, Big Poppy? Janet Realtor. Market Maulers. Joe. Julian. Aqueduct. Millijuice. Long time, bud. What's happening? Frankenstein, what's happening? We the people. The inflation has risen in the past 3 months, and that's the reason. Okay. Interesting. Question on CMB Tech. What the heck is CMB Tech? CMB Tech. No, 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 no. Okay, Millijuice, you actually got to give me the proper signal. Without it, I can't do it. Spider's down 3%, cool. Because they lowered the interest rates, cool. Fed announced no more interest rate cuts near term, okay. Worthwhile to hold. Millijuice, you actually got to give me the actual ticker symbol. CMB is just not it. All right, so BMO 72, how are you today? All righty, so let's just jump on in, see where we are. Oh, makes sense, doesn't it? Beats me. I don't really pay attention. It's weird, I don't pay much attention to it. If it's a good company, if they've been around for a long time, well then yeah. Okay, Scott Hackler. Scott Thackler, 13, cool. All right, so Clay, what's happening? So that was CMB. I kind of want to see my positions and see what they look like because I'm clueless. Harley Davidson, what did you do today? Ooh, another bottom for Harley Davidson. What's happening, GP? Okay, Harley Davidson's down. What else? What else? Ford. Ford is down. CVS. We find a new bottom for CVS today. Is that my imagination? CVS was up today. CMBT. Okay. CMBT. 2 days to the upside. Interesting. Did you take a hit today too? Well, foolishness. I don't sell at a loss. When stuff drops, it just makes me want to buy more. Weird, I know. But no, I'm tapped out. I can't buy any more. And no, I haven't had any issues yet. So I haven't really seen everything. Foolishness, how you doing? So CMBT is 2 days to the upside. Well, that's cool if you like it. Now, I don't do monthly optionable stocks because the numbers just don't work for me. Okay, I like weekly options. Weekly options means I can get a paycheck every single week. So as much as you like CMBT, it's going to be a no for me. Alrighty. What's next on the list? What has Kohl's done today? A new bottom for Kohl's. All right. MPW. MPW was higher today. Steve Spielberg, how are you today? When the market turns like it did today, are all your positions go down? Are you basically spending the next few weeks or months selling calls below cost until it turns? Absolutely. How about Verizon? VZ, what did Verizon do today? New bottom. New bottom for Verizon. Okay, hold on. You can do, wants to take a look at, okay, Flock Queen, hold up. You can do 4. MU. Okay, MU had a big pullback today. Nice. Okay, Flock Queen. We don't have to worry about our stocks being called away this week. No, more than likely we don't. But CVS actually went up today. What? Yep, you heard me. CVS went up today from yesterday. Okay, what else do I got? Walgreens, WBA. What's going on with Walgreens? Oh, look at that. A little bit down on Walgreens today, too. Nice. Intel. What about Intel? INTC. Intel. INTC. Oh, new bottom for Intel. Cool beans. Verizon. We already checked Verizon. What about US Steel? I got some US Steel. Another bottom on US Steel. Well, still haven't hit the 30-day bottom because the 30-day bottom was last Tuesday. Okay, so we haven't even come close to that yet. We still got a ways to go. What else do we have? Oh, wow. Riley. Let's take a look at Riley. RILY. A smidge on the downside. Rich Bruner over here on YouTube. Can you look at Siri? Why are 3 sections for 20 December option chain? Okay, Rich, you got to remember when a company merges with another, you have one company selling their stocks at one price and another company selling their stocks at another price. So when you bring them together, you have long-term plays that were a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. See, I can go in and take a look. Okay, this here's Riley right here. Now watch, I get rid of this. Get rid of that. I can go all the way out to January 2027. I can do April 2025, January 2026. Okay, those are long-term plays. Okay, so this December was a long-term play for someone a long time ago. So let's take a look at Siri. SIRX. I remember when Siri was $2 and $3. You know, it used to be $2 stock, a $3 stock, but then they merged, and now they're a $20 stock. Gen Xer 99, Kohl's. Let's take a look at it in a minute. Right now, we're looking at Siri. Okay, Siri, like everything else, it dropped also. Okay. Anyone jump on Nuke the last 2 days, or still with QUBT? All right, QUBT is going to be a no. NUKK, what does that NUKK? Nucleus. Yeah, no options, no thank you. But that's an interesting play. Look at that thing. It goes from, what is that? 88, goes from $1 all the way up to 67 bucks. That's a huge jump. Yeah. Okay, but Rizzo, you don't see that often. Okay, that's a huge jump. It doesn't happen that often. You got it at 135, 77 after hours. Cool. Well, what are you going to do with it? You're going to keep it and let it ride, or you're going to take the, you know you bailed. Good for you. All right. Kohl's. Somebody want to take a look at Kohl's. KSS. Well, Kohl's has a new bottom too. Check it out. 1387. Now, I sold the, which ones did I sell? The 1550s. Okay, I sold the 1550s on Kohl's. Sell it and run. There you go. Go on, take the money and run. Who's that, Steve Miller? All right, so what else do we want to take a quick look at? Why not QUBT? QUBT. Well, it doesn't really have weekly options. Well, it says it does. Yeah, it does have weekly options. Okay, so let's go to Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance. All right, Mr. Rizzo, we're going to take a look at QUBT and tell you exactly why. QUBT. Okay, it's going to pop up any second. QUBT, here it is. No dividends. No dividends, no thank you. Mr. Rizzo, see right here? Forward dividend and yield, nothing. EX dividend date, nothing. Okay, no dividends, no thank you. This is a dividend investing channel. So we're looking for dividend stocks that are consistently increasing. So if they have no dividends, then it's going to be a no most of the time. All right, let's go back to, here we are. All right, so Anthony, you made 10,000% gain on Nuke this week or this month. Well, good for you, because Microsoft is not good. Okay, SPX, ODTE, no, no, and no. That is amazing. What do you think about jumping on NKLA? NKLA. Oh, the Nikola Corporation. Yeah, this thing's going down fast. Now, I'm pretty sure NKLA, although they have great intentions, okay, they have no dividends either. No dividends, no thank you. Because why did this happen today? Because the Feds cut the rates, okay? So, and Nikola, although Nikola is a good company, nice theory, it's just they haven't been around. Thoughts on Nike earnings tomorrow? Ben, give me a second. I'll take a look at that. All right, Scott McFarland. Hey, James, I missed your answer last time. Hold on. You missed my answer last time. When do you find the best time to trade on Monday? I feel like the opening bell is too volatile. It's going to be different for everyone. I like to do it right at the opening bell. As soon as she opens up, I want to see, is she gapping up? No, thank you. Is she gapping down? No, thank you. Is it a little bit higher than it closed yesterday? That's a yes for me. Okay, I like the volatility. I like the numbers. Okay, it depends on what are they. What am I buying it for? What am I buying the stock for? What am I selling the option for? Is that going to hit my 1% goal? All I'm looking for is 1%. Could I sit out and just watch and wait and get 2, 3, 5, 10? Yeah, I could. But then it cuts into my me time. Isn't that weird? It cuts into my me time. When you get to a certain point in your life, you realize, okay, this chapter is gone, done, over with. This chapter, done, gone, over with. Retirement is a whole new chapter. The rules are just totally different. You're still working, but you're not getting paid. I found that out recently. It's like, all right, this is great. I don't have to punch a time clock anymore. No, but I'm still busy doing stuff. But I'm not getting paid for doing any of it. It's weird. Anyway, that's retirement life for me. Okay, so let's keep on going. You see, how often does it go down after Dems payout? Dems payout. Dividend payouts. Oh, how often? They're always different. Some companies go up after the dividend pays out. Some companies go down after the dividend pays out. They're all different. I like to jump in before the dividend because the stock has a tendency to go up in value before the dividend. Okay, I like to jump in, jump out. Thank you very much. Thoughts on Nike's earnings? Okay, Ben, let's take a look at Nike. NKE. All right, a year ago, Nike's top of the year was 123.61. She drops down after a big gap right after the Olympics. The bottomed out in the beginning of August at 70.96, shot back up, pulled back down. Look at the latest. Down, up, sideways. She's just going sideways at the moment. She pulled back today too, not by much, but a little. Okay. Any FINRA licenses? Jackson, I'm kind of curious. Why do you want to know that? should un be bought after its big dive? UNH, University of New Hampshire. UNH. Well, look at that. That stock jumped up today. Okay, look, big drop today, up. Well, it's at 503 at the moment. 500 is going for 10, that's 2%. The 505 is going for 920. Not quite 2%, but still, 2% is not bad. If you like this company. Now, I don't do it because it's out of my price range. I don't do stocks that are over 250 bucks, but that's okay. All right, Big Meech. Shit crashed so hard, I have 15, I have 15,000 in Schwab and luckily sold Tesla at a 2% drop. Now it's at 10%. Okay. Jackson, second time you asked me, any FINRA licenses? No. Satisfying Slime Time. Dude, I haven't heard from you in a while. How you been? Hey, James, if we are in a bear market next month, do you plan on continuing selling calls? Of course I do. Do you honestly think this is the first time this has happened in the past 20 years? I've been doing this for 20 years. This is not the first time it's happened. I've seen '08. I've seen 2021. I seen that crap. I lived through it. Okay, I'm still here. I'm still above ground. Money is something that comes and goes, comes and goes. NVA, NVDY, and TSLY, they pay out massive every month. Cool Hand Luke, I'm not quite sure. My idea of massive and your idea of massive are the same. So let's take a quick look, all right? NVDY, okay? NVDY, and then we're going to go to historical data. Okay, now we're going to look at dividends, dividends only. Okay, so NVDY is currently at 22, that right? 22.65. Okay, well, let's see how many dividends they've paid out. This company is not even a year old. Well, it's just a little over a year old. Okay, so Cool Hand Luke, oh, hold on a second. Slime, what's happening, Slime? Let's go find what he wants. Do you like Kroger? It's near a high. How about Dell? Okay, Slime, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Just sit tight. Cool Hand Luke. This company hasn't even been around for 2 years yet. The very first dividend was in June 2023. Anybody could give a good massive payout every single month for a year and a half. It's really not that difficult, okay? But how consistently are they profitable? Let's run some of the numbers just for the fun of it. 75 to 96, well, that's good, but 96 to 80, that's a 10% decrease. That's not good, in my humble opinion, okay? Okay, then from 81 goes to 93. Then from 93, it goes to 68. Well, that's about a 20% decrease. That's not good either. Then it goes to 42. Another 20% decrease. Goes to 51 to 63 to 153 to 262. Okay, everybody loves increases. But the funny thing is, when you're retired and you get used to a certain paycheck every single month, so you get $1,000 every single month. Great, wonderful. Now, if they decrease it by 20%, instead of getting $1,000, now you're getting 800. And then they decrease it again, another 20%. Well, now you're getting 620. Okay, there's a huge difference between 620 and 1,000. So now you're going up from that, you go up to 63, so you go up 10%. And then you go up a little bit more. Then you go from 63, then you double. Then you almost double again. And then you cut it by 50%, and then you almost double again, and then you go down, and then you got to cut it in half, and then you go up, and then you cut it by 20. Yeah, no. Okay, Cool Hand Luke, this is not my idea of consistency and predictability. Okay, but wait a second. It kind of gets worse. just a smidge. Okay? The current yield is 74%. Now, the company's about 2 years old and they're paying out 74%. How long do you think they can keep that up? And why is it that you think that they're giving you such a high premium or a high dividend? Well, they're trying to suck you in to keep you into that stock. So when that stock drops down, it's like, I can't sell it now. I'll lose too much money. All right, TSLY. It's probably going to be the exact same way. TSLY. And it is 80% yield. Well, why do you think it's giving an 80% yield? Let's take a look at the historical data. Now, historical data is going to tell me how old is this company? How long have they been around? Seriously, January 2023. So they're about not even 2 years old yet. Okay, so you're looking at two-year-old companies. Most companies don't make it past 3 to 5 years. Okay, so is this one going to be around? Don't know. We'll find out. But it's nice. But look at the numbers. Okay, $2. Then it drops 20%. Then it dropped a little bit more. Then it dropped a little bit more. Then it got cut in half. Then it doubled. And then it, a nice 50% increase. And then it decreased. And then it decreased. And then it, and then it decreased some more. Decreased even more. Yeah. Up, down, up, down. It doesn't work for me. But Cool Hand Luke, if this is what you want to do, hey, not a problem. Okay? Let's get out of that. All right, what's going next? All right, slime time. Kroger. Okay. Unfortunately, Kroger is coming off of an all-time high, pulling back 4 days in a row. So it's really hard to judge. Is that just another company coming down today, or is that continuation of profit taking? Dell. Ooh, I like Dell. I don't have any Dell this time, but Dell, again, another one of those companies, dropped. Could it be a nice opportunity? Now, this could be an opportunity for a downturn like this. You get 2 days to the upside, and then all these companies are going to go right back up again. If, that's where you are. Up or down tomorrow. Ben, Nike, NKE, we already looked at it. Okay, Nike's been going sideways for the past 3 weeks. Just sideways, okay? Not a big up, not big down. It's staying between, what was that, 76 and 79, right in that little channel. What is it going to do tomorrow? Well, we'll see. Just lost my college fund. Just lost your college fund, what do I do? Studying for 6 and 63 right now. Was wondering if you're have any tips for them. Studying for 6 and 63. I have no idea what that means. Studying for 6 and 63. Oh, is that your Series 6 and your Series 63 license? I don't know. Big Meech, 1,000 plus invested. Okay. WW, yo. I never invested what you're afraid to lose. That's a good way of looking at it. Too late, it's all gone. Should I just hold? Okay, see, the interesting thing, okay, is if you like a company, most people buy companies and hold them for decades, sometimes for, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Okay, you buy a stock, you hold on to it. It goes up, it goes down. That's all they do. Is it a huge loss today? No. Nike went from 78 to 76.90. That's not a huge loss. That's what, $1.10? It's an $80 stock. Trader Kev, how are you today? Trump just ordered GOP to close government. He can't do that because, he's not president yet. Okay? When he's president, then he can do it. But at this moment in time, he can't. I saw some of the crap that the Dems are trying to pass. Uncle Jay Powell, yeah, it is what it is, Look over NVDY. Why are we looking over NVDY? I pretty much know it's a no, so why am I looking at it? Okay? What a speech. I didn't watch it. Okay? Monthly options. I don't do monthly options. Okay, the numbers just don't work for me. So why am I looking at it? NVDY. Okay, it dropped also today. Okay, and I don't believe in giving my money to a computer to do it for me. All right, Foster. Foster, you're saying something I already know. Nobody can see my screen. That is why this screen here is live on YouTube. Just go on over to YouTube, pull it up on your big screen TV. Slime time. In your opinion, what's better, to be debt-free as soon as possible or investing as much as possible sooner? Well, slime time, it really depends. Okay? There's no such thing as debt-free. We are the only species on this planet that has to pay to live here. So no matter what you think you're able to do, eventually you have to pay someone for something between now and the day you die. Money has to change hands somewhere for something. Whether you pay for taxes on your properties. See, if you have everything paid off, great. Well, you're still gotta buy gas, to get around. Well, you can walk, fine. Then you need to buy a pair of shoes. You don't want to walk barefoot, fine. Well, you still gotta buy clothes. You still gotta buy food. You still gotta buy. You're here online, so you have to pay for electricity. You gotta pay for your internet service. Nobody is ever debt free unless you live on a deserted island and you're self-sufficient. Then you can be debt free. But I'm a firm believer, I like Robert Kiyosaki's idea, create as much debt as humanly possible. This way, borrowed money is non-taxable. But if you borrow money, make sure you know what to do with that money you borrow. So if you're going to borrow money and buy an asset that produces more money, well, that's a good reason to borrow. Okay? Now, I have a lot of money, I have all of my money invested in the stock market. Well, because I'm a big believer in the U.S. economy. Yeah, everything that I own went down today. I'm not panicking because I wouldn't have bought the stocks if I didn't like the companies. I like Harley Davidson. Are they going to give me a 1 or 2% this week or next week? No, they'll probably give me a 0.5%. Can I live off a 0.5%? Well, a 0.5% for me is still 25% per year. Okay? Well, maybe I don't go on that trip that I wanted to go on. But, the thing is, these things happen. Now, I've been trading for 20 years. I've seen the crash of the 2000s. I've seen the dot-com bust. Okay, I saw the financial crisis in 08. I saw the pullback, the big pullback in 2021 with the pandemic. Okay, and whatever this crap is that we're going through next, well, these companies have been in business for 100 years. Okay, IBM, baby, they're back in the 60s. Was that 60 years? Okay, you got Ford, 100 years old. General Motors, 100 years old. Home Depot, Lowe's, 100 years old. Colgate Palmolive, 100 years old. Bank of America, 100 years old. Consolidated Edison, 200 years old. Walgreens, 170 years old. Okay, these companies, they've been around. They've seen a lot of shit. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea, stock market crash, the crash of 29, okay? And then the Great Depression. And then they saw all the other wars. Okay, all the crap that these companies have seen, and they're still paying. If you don't like the company, don't buy it. If you're not okay with the ups and downs, don't buy it. Could you look at RGTI? Why? Why are we looking at RGTI? I never heard of it. More than likely, it's going to be a no, because no options, no thank you. Okay? Slime. Well, when I really think about it, income tax is very similar to theft or extortion. It's a sad situation. Option premiums equal income. You're correct. But slime time. Take a look at all the information you can on income tax. If you have your account set up in a certain way, then you might be able to not pay taxes. Okay? Now, taxes, some of them you do have to pay. Some of them you don't have to pay. It's up to you to figure out legally what is best for you. Okay? Ford, good by now. I want to add tomorrow. Orlando, hold up a second. We looked at Ford briefly. Okay? Let's take a look. Here's the high, here's the low. Everything's on sale. No, not today. Tomorrow. Everything went down today. So that means they're on sale tomorrow. But here's the thing. Hold tight. Don't jump in first thing in the morning because it could go down more tomorrow. We just don't know. Okay, so they had the announcement today. So she went down. Big deal. Why did I get disconnected? Instagram got connected. Okay. Let's do this again. Having issues over on Instagram. No one can see my screen. So Foster, as I said before, this screen here is live on YouTube. So you can go sit in your living room in front of your big 80-inch screen TV. Doesn't everybody have one of those? Big, huge screen TV. And sit there and watch the whole thing with either me standing in front of the screen or just the screen itself. Okay, it's live on YouTube. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see your numbers on your iPhone or your on your Android or even on your tablet. You're not going to be able to see these numbers. That's why this screen is live on YouTube, it's for you to look on your big screen TV and take a gander at it. All right. Okay, Ranger card. Trump ordered GOP to close government. Yeah, they can't do that. Trader Kev, how you doing? Good. When they can't send anyone more, okay, any more money and saving us billions. That's good. I like the idea of closing down the government. I can give them a vacation. Bioback. Okay, Big Meech, PLZ. What? I have no idea. We looked at NVDA. That's a no. Okay, we looked at that. Jojo, do you think a lot off the TMC stock when they start mining the rocks off the ocean floor? Oh, Taiwan. Oh, TMC. Is that Taiwan? TMC. That's not Taiwan Semiconductor, is it? TMC Metal Company. Yeah, no, dude. You know, it's below 80 cents. There's no possible way they have 20 years of increased dividends. And monthly, no. Thanks for your input. Appreciate it. All right, Cool Hand Luke. Now, Cool Hand Luke, don't get me wrong. Those are good those are good for people who don't want to do it themselves. Can they sustain that 70 to 80% payout that they're doing right now? They're only 2 years old. Can they continue it? Yeah, but for how long? And then what happens after that? Are they an actual profitable company? Becca, how you doing? What about billions going to Izzy? Who the hell is Izzy, Becca? Nuclear stock, Big Meech. You actually have to give me the ticker symbol. All right. Ben, Spider, do I think it's going up or down tomorrow? I'm going to say yes. Do you know why I'm saying yes? Because look. Up, down, 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 up, down. And I'm sure, pretty damn sure, if I zoom in closer, okay, let's go from a day chart to a 1 minute chart. Look at it, as she's falling, right? She's falling down, up, 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 down. See, it all depends on how much time you want to sit in front of your computer, okay? Because all it does is goes up and then it goes back down again. So where are we now? Come on, come on. Okay, here's where we are now. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going to go back up again. That's all they do. What's your view on Tulsa King term? I like the Tulsa King. He just goes in, says like it is, and does his shit. Everything I had tanked. You know, Snake Jones, I haven't even looked at mine yet. Seriously, I haven't looked. Okay, I got in this morning. Everything looked great this morning. Okay, this evening, I turned it on and almost everything dropped. Okay. Powell's Speech. What's your view on Tulsa King? I like Tulsa King. Cool movie, cool show. Thoughts on REITs. Now, REITs, I'm starting to change my thoughts on REITs after reading more about them. REITs are required by law to pay out a I think it's 90%, 80% or 90% of all their profits. Okay, but are they consistently profitable? Now, I've been investing in MPW. That is a REIT. Change that. MPW. Okay, so MPW is a REIT, all right? And she is higher today than she was yesterday. She's at 395 at the moment. Okay, the 395s, okay, the fours are going for 10 cents a share. That's over 2%. If you like it, but you need to buy some more. Ben, we already looked at Nike earlier. That isn't for here, bro. I have thoughts on that. Okay. All right. No nickname. Oh, what was that? Did you have a traveling show on PBS? No, I did not. But thanks anyway. Coca-Cola. WW wants to take a look at Coca-Cola. Now look at that. Coca-Cola was up today. Okay. On to the upside. 62.92. The 63s for next week. I'm going for a 1%. If you like Coca-Cola, now would be a perfect time to buy Coca-Cola. It's actually offering 1% this week. It usually doesn't. Okay? 62.92 is what I can buy it for tomorrow morning. 62.92, and then I sell it for the 63s. Pick up 65 cents to 76 cents. That's over 1%. 1% a week is over 50% per year. That works for me. Well, see, some stocks go down, some stocks go up. Coca-Cola went up. SLB, Schlumberger. Finding a new bottom on that one. 37, the 38s for 41. That's over 1% once she turns around. Tiki Talk. How's it going there, dude? A little unhappy with your company. Hasn't done shit for me yet. RITM. RITM. That's a no. That also had a big drop today. Okay, big drop, but it's monthly. Monthlies don't work for me. The numbers just don't work for me. However, I'm still in a profit on. Well, Anthony, that's cool. Users still rise, 85%. Don't know what that means. Jesse Alvarez, how are ya? Frankenstein, does your curious patron level membership require me to have Patreon? No. Andrea, Intel yanked last hour. Yanked last hour of the day? INTC. Okay, you sure you want to use that word yanked in there? Okay, Intel, looking for a new bottom. Okay, I have Intel. I sold the 2050s. 2050s are right here. Okay, they're going down. It all depends on, it's always a number. What did I buy it for? Where is it now? What kind of return am I getting for? Which direction do I think it's going? These are all questions that constantly up in the air. Okay, how's Matt? How are you today? Big Meech, do what? Thoughts on the rate cut today? You know what? I like the idea of a rate cut. I'm getting ready to borrow big, huge chunks of money, so I like it when the rates are coming down. Should I pull my money in Tesla? Polywalk, I know absolutely nothing about you. I cannot tell you any advice whatsoever. You want to have a conversation? I give you my opinion. Put your phone number in my DM, and I'll give you a buzz tomorrow. Now, for you guys that are here, I am going to Vegas I'll be there for Friday and Saturday. Okay, so I'll be broadcasting tomorrow, same time. Okay, but Friday, I'll be broadcasting, from Vegas. Do you think Powell should be fired? I think he's overpaid. You have a twin brother, Rick Steves, on PBS. Cool. Funny thing is, I actually do have a twin brother somewhere. Funniest thing, my dad was my dad was a singer in a band in the 60s and 70s. So yeah, I have a lot of half brothers and sisters. My mother said she bumped into my look-alike brother. Okay, she kept hitting him. Said, "Why aren't you answering me?" Because it wasn't me. Please look at Tesla and why it drops at 10%. Big Meech, I have no idea why Tesla. Okay, I don't do Tesla. Okay, TSLA. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why Tesla could have dropped. Number one, well, it was at a high of the year today. High of the year. When did you want profits to start taking? Because it's not a profit until you take it. And if you bought it down here at 340 or even down here at 260 6 months ago, well, it's almost at 500. If you don't take your profits, you're going to lose it. Why? Well, look what happened. It was up at 485. Well, now it's down to 440. You lost 45 bucks today. Depending on how long do you want to hold on to it. Okay, it's not a profit until you take it. And I don't hold on to anything. Jesse, transitory is why Tesla dropped. Okay. What's my net worth? I have no idea, and I really don't care. The only thing I care about is, do I have enough money for this week's bills? That's it. Okay, you're not promised tomorrow. There's no guarantee anywhere that you're going to be here tomorrow. So I live each day to the way I want to live it. Okay? And I invest in a way that I know I'm going to have a consistent cash flow. Powell gave in his resignation. Cool beans. Okay, JP, GBDC. What the heck is that? Hold on. GBDC. Nope. Okay, JP. I don't do monthly options. The numbers just don't work for me. Nickname. I'm guessing everything dropped because of the talk from the Fed. Yeah, probably. You say you don't hold, but it down, can't turn, sell anything. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't hold on purpose. I don't go in to buy a stock, say, you know what, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to hold it till the day I die, pass it on to my children. Nope, I don't do that. I buy and I try to sell it every single week. If it doesn't hit my target, great. I'll hold it and I'll sell it the next week. I'll hold it and sell it the next week. I'll hold it and sell it the next week. I have no desire to hold on to anything. If I can get the profit, fine, I'll take it. Selling calls, stock drops. Do you have to wait for the recovery? Your available cash is exhausted. This is very possible if the market drops more. Well, you're absolutely correct. I mean, that's what market does. Okay? It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. If you think it's going to continuously go up, you're mistaken. Okay? Where and how did you? Shannon, you got to finish that sentence. Where and how did I what? Okay, I'm still waiting for the other half of that question. Alrighty. So what else we want to take a look at? Where and how? Oh, well, let me think. When I got out of the service back in 83, 82, 83, okay, I got on your way out of the service, you know, you sit down with them, you sign all your papers, all that kind of nice, deep, fun stuff, and then they slide you over to the desk over there, and this guy's going to help you find a job. I said, great. These are the jobs he had. He said, how would you like to do exhibit building for museums and aquariums. I said, that sounds interesting. The guy was 2 towns over. I said, sure, why not? I went there. I got the job. Wasn't there that long before I got hired as the supervisor manager. So I managed the whole shop because I was pretty damn good at what I did. Okay, pat myself on the back. Thank you kindly. And then the owner signed a contract, and he moved out of the country. So I started my own business. Okay, from there, I made so much money in that business in the late 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I ended up selling in early 2000s. Well, the divorce, and then I had so much money, I had to figure out what to do with it. So what do you do with a bunch of money? Because you can only buy so many toys. Okay, and it's like, okay, yeah, another toy, yeah, no thing. And then there's something else you need to take care of. Okay, so I tried real estate. Too much work, too much effort. Okay, I tried art, didn't know it. Okay, tried stamps, coins, collectibles, that kind of stuff, didn't know it. The simplest and easiest thing to dump my money into for a rate of return that no inventory, no employees, no overhead. There's a lot of stuff that you could do in the stock market and I could trade anywhere. I don't know if you've seen some of my videos. I trade right on the beach. I trade up in the mountains. When I'm going somewhere, I'll pull my van over. Oh, market's open. Good. Let me pull over. I have an old conversion van. I got a bed in the back and a desk and all kind of nice neat stuff. Big, huge picture window. So yeah, I pull up right on the beach. I see the big, huge, the nice, lovely view, and I do my trading. Well, how do I feel about sound? S-O-U-N? No. No dividends. No thank you. Tomorrow, what's the move? Okay, well, Chase, tomorrow is just another day. Okay, yeah. So you had bad news. Okay, so it's just news. Too much talking, no teaching. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Okay, what would your best advice for someone just starting? Shannon, my best advice is practice, practice, practice. Keep asking questions. Find a trading strategy that works for you and stick with it and get really good at it. The trading strategy I teach here, it's simple, it's safe, it's predictable, it's consistent. It was created for my 9-year-old daughter. Okay, in 2008, she said, Daddy, can you teach me what you're doing? I said, fine. Okay. Can you elaborate on your video you made on Ford? Oh my goodness, I've made like 5 or 10 of them, so I'm not sure which one. How much do you make per week in dividends? I don't collect dividends. James, you still believe in Santa? Really? Wait a second. The Santa rally will happen? I have no idea what the Santa... Oh, the Santa rally. Could be. You never know. Okay, Dr. Chuggers. I don't collect dividends. Okay? This is not a dividend stock talk? Yes, it is. But listen closely, Doc. Apparently, you're new here. All right? Hold on a second. This is going to make sense really quickly. Let's go to... Hold on. Don't panic. I'm getting there. Let's get out of there. All right. So, Doc, listen to this. Dividends is a portion of the company's profits that the company gives back to the investors. There's only 2 types of companies out there. One will take all their profits, put it back into the company for capital growth, which means that the price increases faster, but they don't share any profits. Okay, that's capital appreciation. That's not what I'm looking for. The second set of companies will take a portion of the profits and give it back to the investors. That's you and me. Once we start buying and selling stocks, we become the investors. We want a return on our money. So you have 2 choices. Do you want cash flow or do you want capital growth? Okay, I'm retired. I need capital growth to pay my bills on a monthly basis. Now, I could do monthly, but I prefer weekly. Because if I can get a 1% every single week, that's 50% per year. And that's what this channel is dedicated to. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I use dividend stocks because, you see behind me the calendar? The calendar, December 2024, that's this month. This tells us we are right here, the 18th. Okay? This tells me when all the companies are paying their dividend. Why do I use that? Because a dividend is a signal for people who want profits. And when the dividend is coming, so let's pick one. General Electric, here we go. General Electric, here we go, right over there, 27th, just after Christmas. Now, General Electric is paying on a dividend, and the dividend for General Electric is 28 cents a share. Okay, if I want to collect that dividend, I got to buy that stock before the 27th. But what happens after the 27th? Okay, before the 27th, before the dividend is paid, the stock has a tendency to increase in value. So as it's increasing in value, it's a good time to jump in, grab a small profit, and jump out before the dividend is paid. Because once the dividend is paid, the stock has a tendency to go down. So by knowing when a stock is going to increase, that gives you a little bit of an edge. Now, how much of an edge do you need? Well, there's a lot of factors that go in. Well, number one, okay, if you know when a stock is going, that's one. It gives you an idea of when. Okay, worst case scenario, if the stock goes down and you end up holding it, well, if the company consistently profitable every single year, they give out more and more money, what's wrong with that? Okay, if they have weekly options available, let's find one. There we go. Okay, weekly options available. I can buy a stock at a certain price. This one I'm looking at right now is Macy's. The price is $15.97. So if I like Macy's, okay, hold on, just work with me here for a second. If I like Macy's and it's $15.97, if I buy it at $15.97, I sell on a $16 stock is 2% for the week. So what happens? Well, if the stock stays above 16 by next Friday, okay, the date, the 27th of December, okay, that's next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. If it stays above 16, well, I get all my money back and I still get to keep that 34 cents a share. Now, 34 cents a share doesn't sound like much, but let's pull up the calculator and do a little bit of math. All right, so if the profit is going to be 34 cents a share, right, and it's costing me $15.97 to buy one share, divided by 15.97, it comes to a grand total of 2.12% for the week. Well, if I like the stock Macy's, which I do, hold the phone, because you're new here, I'm going to share this with you because you probably haven't seen this before. This is my website. Now, on my website, I share every single trade that I've made this year. Okay, I was in the middle of uploading some more today because I'm a little behind. But as you can see, let's go all the way back to January, because this is every single week. Okay, there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, this is week number 1 right here. Week number 1. Now, I have 6 accounts, and I share 3 of them with you guys. 3. Okay. At the first half of the year, I only shared 2, and then in July, I brought in another one for you guys to see how it looks on a different, because each account is a little bit different. This one's all cash, this one's margin, and the third one is different strategies. Okay, but these two are the exact same strategy all the time. Okay, now week number 1, I make 2.12%. Look at the stocks: Macy's, General Motors, Ford, CVS. Pay attention to this right here. Week 1, Macy's, General Motors. Okay, week 2, Macy's, General Motors, Clorox, Lowe's, Ford. Week 3, Clorox, General Motors, Capital One Finance, Ford, Macy's. Week 4, Macy's, General Motors, Ford, Capital One Finance, Clorox. As you keep going on and on and on and on, week 21, Macy's, Marathon, Wynn, Intel. Week 31, Wynn, Kohl's, Walgreens, MPW, Bitto, and Kohl's. Week 32, Walgreens, Marathon, Kohl's, CVS, MPW, Ford, MPW, CVS, Kohl's, Marathon. Okay, all my stocks I list every single week, so you know which which trades I'm making. So if I like a certain company, we're looking at Macy's. If I buy it at the current price, sell it at a couple of pennies more than I paid for it, because $15.97. Well, the closest strike price is the 16. The 16 is going for 34 cents. 34 cents just so happens to be 2.12%. So if I buy this, okay, so if I have, let's say, $100,000 in one account, and I look at Macy's, I say, great, I'll put 20,000 into that. All right, I make 1% off of that 20,000. Okay, that's 200 bucks, not much. But then I go to another company. Let's say I want to do Kohl's. Okay, Kohl's is $13.98. The 14s are going for 31 cents a share. That's over 2%. Okay, what is 2% every single week? Every single week, 2% is 104% per year. Simple interest. Simple interest. Compounded, it's about 110, 120% per year. But this is a weekly basis. You'll see I do the same stocks over and over and over again. Why? Because Macy's is over 100 years old. Kohl's, I have no idea how old Kohl's is off the top of my head. Okay, Ford, over 100 years old. General Motors, GM, 50.29. The closest one's going to be the 50, 99 cents. That's over 1%. Okay, Ford, 9.77. The 10s are going for between 9 cents and 10 cents. Just a smidge under 1%. But it's Ford. Ford's been around for over 100 years. I can't really picture a world where Ford no longer exists. How about Coca-Cola? They've been in business for over 140 years. 62.92. Well, the closest one's going to be the 63. 63 is going for 65 cents. That's over 1%. That's Coca-Cola. Can you really go anywhere in this world where you cannot get a Coca-Cola somewhere? Probably some deserted island or some place in the middle of nowhere. But most major metropolitan places, okay, where there's a decent population, you can get yourself a Coca-Cola anywhere on the planet. Okay, but think about it. Never buy a company you don't feel good about. If you think there's a possibility that the company could drop off the face of the earth, then don't do it. Okay, I won't do a company that's less than 20 years old because it hasn't paid its dues to society, in my humble opinion. Okay, you get the Dividend Kings, 50 years of increased dividends. 50, that means they've got to be more than 50 years old. Okay, the Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, 25 years of increased dividends, which means they've got to be at least 25 years old. And then you get the Dividend Contenders, and then you get all the stuff on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, that's about 300 companies that are consistently profitable for more than 2 decades. Well, that works for me. And what happens when they go down? Fine, I'll just watch it. I will lower my cost basis. Okay, so right now, Coca-Cola's at 62. Well, at the money, okay, it's 1%. One strike out of the money, it's 0.5%. What's 0.5% per week? Well, that's 25% per year. When's the last time any of you guys gotten 25% a year consistently? Always pick, rule 1, always pick a good company. Make sure you like the company and you understand it. Yes, they go up and then they go down. Look at Coca-Cola. The high of the year somewhere around 74, the low of the year is around 58. So if you can't stomach, okay, going from 74 to 62, well, this is not a game that you should be playing. Okay, because stocks go up. They can fluctuate up to 50% in a year. So yeah, 72 down to 62, that's a $10 drop. $10 drop on a $70 stock, that's close to 14% decrease. Okay, if you can't do that, then don't do it. So Dr. Chuggers, I use the dividend to tell me when to look at the stock. Because if I know when the stock is going to increase, that's valuable information. And then you compile that with other information. Well, like such as 80% of all stock options expire worthless. So do I want to buy a stock option and be in that 20% bracket? No, I want to be a seller and be in the 80% bracket because that's in my favor. Okay, say, so you get the dividend coming up. Well, that's in my favor. Okay, 80% of options expire worthless. So if I sell it, that's in my favor. So how do I put the two together? So buy a stock just before the EX date, just before she goes up in value. Do a covered call, which is one of the safest trading strategies there is. Sell somebody the rights, not the obligation. There's a big difference. The right to buy it. So if I buy it at 62.92, sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at 63, I still own the stock. I am still eligible to collect the dividend. But people like dividend stocks. They like to buy them to collect the dividend. So if they are buying it to collect the dividend and I own it at 62.92, more than likely they're going to buy it from me. If not, the stock's going to go up anyway because the dividend is coming. And if I sell an option against it, well, I have everything going in my favor. And I take a look at the positioning of what the chart's telling me. Okay, it's not that difficult. Here's the bottom, here's the top. Well, where was it a year ago? Right there. Where is it now? Right there. So what direction is it going? Okay, up, down. Now she's going back up again. Certain factors, if you put all the certain factors into the equation, putting the odds and probabilities in your favor, well, that's about the best you can do. Okay, nobody has a crystal ball knowing exactly where things are going to be tomorrow. Okay, KG, if you sell calls for weeks collecting premiums, would you sell the stock at a loss if the overall profit and loss is up? Oh, that's like one of the best questions I've ever got. And the answer is yes. Because once you get in, okay, once you jump on the merry-go-round, here's your pass right here, 62.92. Great. Well, let's say you sell the 63s every single week and you get 1% every single week, every single week, every single week. Well, how long do you want to do it? Well, I'm going to keep doing it as long as I'm keep being profitable, as long as it's still paying me. Okay? And as the more premiums you collect, your cost basis goes down, 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 down. And as the cost basis is going down, then it's easier to sell at a profit. But it all depends on what is the momentum. What is the buyers and sellers? That's us. We are the buyers and the sellers. We decide what's too high. We decide what's too low. Because when it gets down to a certain point, you're going to get a bunch of people saying, wait a second, this is Coca-Cola. What do you mean Coca-Cola's at $50? Hell yeah, I want to do that. I have a play for you. Pepsi. Sean wants to take a look at Pepsi. PEP. It's probably not going to be much different than Coca-Cola because they're usually both the same. All right, so Pepsi at the moment is at 154.86. Okay, so the closest one is going to be 155. They're right there. 149, 148, 150, 155, 156, 157.50, blah, blah, blah. Whichever one the closest. The closest one here is going to be the 155. It's going from 147 to 194. Right about 1%. So what's the difference between getting 1% on Pepsi or getting 1% on Coca-Cola? 1% is 1%, no matter which way you look at it. Okay, Coca-Cola's number one, Pepsi's number two. Okay, but if Pepsi's paying 1% and Coca-Cola's paying 1%, which one do I want to do? I want to do Coca-Cola because look at Pepsi. Pepsi has a new bottom. At least Coca-Cola was on the upside today. So it's always about the numbers. Just because Pepsi is paying 1% and Coca-Cola is paying 1%, the taste and the marketing really means nothing. It's like, what are you getting in return? So, Dark Chuggers, I hope that answers your question. I'm not looking to collect dividends. I'm looking to collect premiums. Premiums is kind of like an insurance policy. People pay them every week, but nobody hardly ever uses it. Most options expire worthless. So if I sell this and I collect 1% every single week and nobody ever exercises it, well, odds and probabilities in my favor. That's what I'm looking for. Never buy something you won't want to own or you don't want to hold on to. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Rule number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Both Coca-Cola and Pepsi are dividend kings. They both have been in business for over 100 years. They both have increased their dividend payments to their shareholders for more than 5 decades. So either one of them, I don't see any risk in either one of those. Yeah, they are going to drop, but what happens when they drop? They only drop a certain point, and then they turn around and go back up again. Okay? No stock ever goes to zero. When Enron went bankrupt, the stock didn't go to zero. It was some crappy number. All right. Ooh. All right. Yes, I am. Okay, Chuggers, I forget what you were talking about. Is this not dividend stock talk? Yes, it is. But well, I use the dividends for isolating which stocks to look at. And if you look at the calendar, okay, if you look at the calendar, we're right here. So I don't want to buy stocks that have their dividends next week. I don't want to buy stocks that have their dividends in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I want to give them time to increase in value. So as they increase in value, that's where I get my 1%. Okay, I'm just looking for 1% every week. So it's not a big amount that I'm looking for. Okay, Jayton Sony, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. No dividends, no thank you. Michael, how are you over there on Instagram today? Okay, Osvelkova. I keep saying quantum computers, but no one's listening. Okay, the reason why I don't like quantum computers, QMCO, QMCO. Uh-oh. Let's go back to here. QMCO. Okay, so here's the thing, all right? Osvelkova, okay? Oz, no options, okay? A couple of months ago, is at $1. Now it's up to 66. That doesn't happen every day. That's not consistent. That's not predictable, okay? That's a shot in the dark, throwing a dart and just landing on something nice. It's like, how often does this happen? It doesn't happen every single day. And if it does happen every single day, how do you pick it every single day? Okay, very rarely does a stock go up from $1 up to $60 in a couple of days. It happens once in a while, but no. Hey, what are your thoughts on BTCY? What the heck is BTCY? Anytime I say that, it's usually going to be a no. And it is. Okay? Monthly options, no. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay? The numbers just don't work. Now, I like the idea, okay, to jump into something and have it jump through the roof like that. But I'm not in the position to take a big chunk of my money, set it aside with the hopes and dreams that, yeah, maybe I'll jump in a stock at $1 and it's going to shoot up to $60 in a couple of days. Doesn't happen all the time. I like simplicity, consistency, predictability, and safety. Okay? I'm not back in the workforce. I don't punch a time clock anymore. I don't go to work and get a paycheck. I still work, but I'm working for my relatives now. You know, I'm doing work at my mother's house. I'm doing work at my son's house, but I'm not getting paid. It'll be nice when all this work is done, which probably can be never, but still. Dr. Chuggers, as a matter of fact, I do, but there's a lot more to it than that. Okay? Number one, I have no idea who you are. I've never talked to you. I don't invest people's money unless I know who they are and I have met them personally and at least talked to them at least a dozen times. I got to get a good feel of who I'm jumping in bed with, so to speak. Okay? You have ideas about your investments. I have ideas about my investments. I have been doing this for 15 years. I have videos that go all the way back. Hold on. Just hold on a minute. Go to my YouTube channel. Videos. oldest. This is my favorite.
Hi, I'm JC, and being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't let me call him that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting.
That's me a long time ago. Look at all that hair. And look, no gray.
There's a different company paying out dividends.
That part always makes me laugh. I had to keep her entertained. Remember, she was 9 years old at the time. Okay, so how do you keep a 9-year-old entertained? So that being said, let's get out of there. So yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I've seen the stock markets go up. I've seen them go down. I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money. It's just one of those things. So to answer your question, yes, I do. But you'd have to drop me your number. I will give you a call, and we'll just have to have some kind of relationship over the phone for a while, and then you got to come here to meet me, or I get to go to see you to talk about that. Okay. Let's go back to, there we go. Okay, BTC, why already did that. Shannon, how much money do you feel is a good amount to start investing and trading? Okay, Shannon, everybody's different. Okay, I'm different than you. You're different than him. You're different than them. Okay? So to get started, I always encourage people to paper trade for a while. As you can see, this is a live account. This one over here, this one right here. This is a paper trading account. I'd use this a lot for demonstrations to show people, and I have a lot of trading strategies I like to try in a paper trading account when I don't like the risk. I've been trading for over 20 years, and I still paper trade to this day because I do hit the wrong button every once in a while. So I want to keep my skills sharp. So yeah, I keep doing that. So you have to decide what you want to start out with. My suggestion, open up a paper trading account and practice. When you are ready to put real money into it, you will know because you'll go through it. Zip, 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 boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden it's like making money, making money, making money. But then you realize that, wait a minute, this is not real. Let me put some real money in. Then you put in more and more. And then when you get comfortable with it, do it then. Okay? Don't put money into something you don't know, you don't understand. You aren't worried about losing. Okay, Dr. Chuggers, don't you owe a bunch of taxes on these trades? Now, Dr. Chuggers, okay, I get this question at least 2 or 3 times a week. There are lots of ways that you can legally not pay taxes on your trading endeavors. You can put your money into a trust. You can put your money into a corporation that is in a pension fund. Okay, those are just, putting the taxes off. Or you can put all your money into a, a life insurance policy, and then you can trade from there. Those are tax write-offs also. So it all depends on how you hold your account. My suggestion, not advice, always talk to a tax professional. When I say tax professional, I mean a tax strategist or a tax planner. Not an accountant, not a bookkeeper, not a tax preparer, a tax strategist or a tax planner. The number one question you want to ask them, how much taxes do you pay? Okay? There's a reason why rich people don't pay taxes. Because it is your legal responsibility to pay the least amount of federal income taxes as possible. And there's a huge difference between federal taxes and federal income taxes. Federal taxes you have to pay. Everybody pays those. Okay, when you buy some gasoline, certain percentage of that goes to the federal government. When you buy cigarettes, alcohol, or anything like that, certain portion of that goes to the federal government. The IRS tax, the money the IRS tax, the taxes the IRS collects, none of that goes to the government. It goes to the Federal Reserve to pay on our debt. So, unless you want to contribute to that, yeah. Okay, what do I think about BTC? Why we already give that information, right? Canadian freshwater fishing, right? BTCY. We already looked at BTCY and we already said no to it. I like weeklies, not monthlies. Best dividend stock. Now, timeline, I know nothing about you whatsoever. So for you, I don't know what the best dividend stock is going to be. For me, my best dividend stock for me this year, Macy's. Last year was Ford. I was in Cuba. They had Coke. Mark, cool beans. I was in Russia. Okay, I went to St. Petersburg, I went to Moscow, and I went to a couple other places. And I could buy a Coca-Cola there. Is 7-Eleven an aristocrat? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's keep going. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Okay, here we are. Coca Libra. BTCY. We already asked about BTCY. No. Enbridge. No. Rick. LYB. The reason why Enbridge is no. ENB. 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 Try it again. Okay. Enbridge is a monthly optionable stock. Now, do you understand the difference between monthly and weekly? It's one of those questions you usually get in 3rd or 4th grade. You know, 3rd grade or 4th grade. Okay, how many months in a year? Well, there's 12. How many weeks in a year? Well, there's 52. So here's the question. Do you want to get 12 checks or do you want to get 52 checks? Because see, if I'm averaging 1 to 2% with each option trade, right? Well, monthly is going to give me between 12 and 24%. Now, that's not that bad if you think about it. But also on a monthly, I've got to figure out where is it going to be in the next 30 days. Well, here's 30 days right here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Great. Now tell me where's it going to be in 30 days. It's not that easy. But if you look at the exact same chart, up, down, up, down, up, down, where's it going to be in the next 5 days? Well, 5 days is a lot easier to figure out than 30. And then if you miss, okay, if I miss, then I have to go out another 30 days. And then I got to figure out, and the numbers just never work, okay? I don't like monthlies because the numbers never work and it's very challenging to figure out where's the stock going to be in 30 days. I like weeklies, and there's enough weekly companies that are consistently profitable that it's not an issue. Okay, there's about 300 of them. Okay, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list, and there's a few other good high-profile traders that I like that I'll watch what they do. All right? All right, so Rick, LYB. What the heck is LYB? And it's never a good thing for me to say, what the heck is this? Because, Rick, it's another monthly. Now, I just said I don't like monthly stocks because the numbers just don't work. Boomer stock, okay, Canadian freshwater fishing. I have no idea what boomer stock is. Allison on YouTube. Ford is a good buy right now because it's down. Allison, I'm not going to, say no because look where the high was. The high of the year was like 1480 or 1470. And the bottom's at 950. Okay? It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Where's it going next? Usually it will go up. But Allison, here's the thing. How do you know this is the bottom? This could be just one step closer to the bottom. It could go down tomorrow. It could go down on Friday. Don't get me wrong, I like Ford, I do. It was my number one stock last year. Macy's is my number one stock this year. Okay, but she could go lower. I like to wait until it makes 2 days to the upside. So right now, 969 is the bottom. So what's it going to be tomorrow? Could it be higher? Yes, it could be, but that's only 1 day. I like 2 days the upside. Okay, look at this. Okay, Here's a bottom here, 2 days to the upside. Okay, I would have jumped into here and been wrong. Okay, but here, this is the bottom here, and she gapped down. So there's a good probability that that will go up. Probability, not definite. All right, let's keep on going. Ooh, Seth wants to look at CVS. Now, we looked at CVS earlier. CVX actually had an update today. Okay, take a look. Okay, yesterday was a 30-day bottom for CVS. Today, CVS was up. A whole bunch of stuff went down. Not CVS. It went up today. Okay, not everything goes down. But yesterday's the new 30-day bottom on CVS. And I just so happen to have some CVS. Where the hell is my CVS? There it is. CVS. Okay, I meant to CVS at 59. And it's currently at 45. Okay. Now, I did sell a premium less than what I paid for it. Okay, so let's keep on going. I keep saying Pepe, no one cares. Well, there's a reason why I don't like Pepe. Okay? Pepe has no options. How am I supposed to get a safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% a week on a company that doesn't have options? So I'm terribly sorry that nobody's listening to you. What are my thoughts on Nuke, N-U-K-K? We looked at it earlier. It was a no. Danny, CNQ. What the heck is CNQ? Oh, CNQ is a no. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Okay, Set and Siesta, CVS, we already looked at that. Mark, thank you. My friend wants to know about PBR. Peanut butter and raspberry, huh? PBR. Now, Petroleum Brazil. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and put PBR. PBR. And check out how often has PBR increased their dividends. Well, PBR at the moment is at $12.84. All right, let's look at all the dividends from PBR. Okay, all the way back to 2001. So yeah, they have dividends for 20 years. But let's see, have they increased their profits? Well, no. The first dividend was 30 cents. The second was 2 cents. Explain to me how a 95% decrease in a dividend is a good thing. Okay? So it was at 30, went down to 2. Then went to 23, then it went to 6. Then it went to 11, then it went to 25. Went to 19, to 26, to 21, to 21, to 27, to 47, to 23, to 17. Do you see a pattern there? 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Yeah, sorry, PBR has no consistency whatsoever. So, no to PBR. I want consistency. Consistent increase in profitability. Okay, for the fun of it, let's pull one up that actually fits that. Okay, let's take a look at this one just for the fun of it. You ready? It goes from 8 to 9 to 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83. Did you notice every single one was higher and higher and higher? Well, that company's consistently profitable. Why would I do PBR if they're not consistently profitable? It just makes no sense to me. Okay, you could do anything you want with your money. For me, the company has to be consistently profitable and have weekly options. Okay, it's the only two criteria I'm looking for. So let's keep on keeping on. Joe, Chevron. Now, Chevron CVX is probably going to be the same as every other oil stock. Every other oil stock has been taking a beating for the last 3 weeks. Reason being is, well, because the new year's coming, which means there's a new administration going to take over. What is that going to mean? Well, we don't know until it gets here. 77255, Johnson & Johnson. Okay, well, Johnson & Johnson's higher today than it was yesterday. Okay, it's actually a little bit higher. 2 days to the upside, 145. The 145s are going for 152. So Johnson & Johnson will give you 1% if you like it. Well, let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson. It has 2 days to the upside. Well, alrighty. A year ago, Johnson & Johnson's at 156. She shoots up, pulls back. Here's the bottom of the year, right at 143. That was back in April. Shoots up, pulls back, shoots up again. Here's the top of the year at 168, close to 169. Then she drops down. Look at the drop for the past 90 days. Okay? Down, up, down. Now she's turning up. Look, 2 days ago was Friday. Friday was the, Monday. Sorry. Monday is the 30-day bottom. Tuesday was higher. Today is higher. So Johnson & Johnson, a good opportunity to jump in. So let's take a look at it. Let's get rid of this. It's currently at 145.20. So let's look at 145s. Okay, the 145s. Oops. Did the wrong one. Covered call. 145s. There it is. Okay, just one contract. Market order. Confirm and send. Okay, so let's just read it. Okay, by one covered call, Johnson & Johnson, the 100s, those are the weeklies, 20 December 24. Well, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to do this week's. This week's isn't going to give me what I want. I want next week's. 27, the 145s. There we go. Now, the reason why I want to do this next week's and not this week's, because this week's only has 2 days left, Thursday and Friday. Well, there's not enough premium there because you got 2 days left. Because I like to do it on Mondays, because Mondays you have 5 days. Okay? Monday's gone. Well, now you have 4 days. You just lost 20% of your possible time premium. Tuesday's gone. Well, now you lost 40%. Well, tomorrow we have Thursday and Friday, 2 days. That means we can only pick up 40% of the premium. So I'll just wait until Monday. And do next week so you get a better premium. So let's take a look. By one covered call, Johnson & Johnson 100s, that's the weeklies, 27 December 24. That means whoever buys it has between when they buy it and when it expires. This one expires the 27th of December. That's next Friday. Shit, that means Christmas is next week. Wow, where'd the year go? All right, the 145 call option against the stock Johnson & Johnson to open. Okay, the break even is 143.10. 140, that's the break even. So anything over 143.10 is going to be a profit. Stocks only go 3 different ways: up, sideways, or down. And I hate saying sideways. I really do, because stocks really don't go sideways. They go up and they go down. But they'll stay in a channel going up and down. That's kind of sideways. Okay, but look, if she goes up, I make my money. If she stays the exact same, I make my money. She can even come down all the way to 143.10, because anything over 143.10 is going to be a profit. Well, the stock right now is at 145.20, and it's in an upward trend. The 30-day bottom was 2 days ago. Yesterday was higher. Today's higher. Well, what does that mean? Well, if it's in an upward trend, usually tomorrow could be higher also. Can we take a look at NTAP? Why? NTAP's usually a no. I'm writing it down. NTAP. All right? So, 7725, let's continue looking. The maximum profit on this particular trade is $189.50 per contract. So each contract you get is worth $189.50. Now, think of it this way, okay? The corner store down the street, Circle K, 7-Eleven, Quick Stop, Quick Mart, Quickie Mart, whatever it is. Everybody has a corner store somewhere, right around the corner. Okay? The owner of the store is going to buy a gallon of milk from the farmer, because you and I can't buy it from the farmer. So he buys it from a farmer at $3 a gallon. He sells it to you at $3.50 a gallon. So what did he make? He made 50 cents a gallon. He made a return on his money. He got his $3 back plus a little bit extra. That's exactly what we're doing. Howdy, Antonio. Okay, all right, so if that's the profit, $189.50, let's take out the calculator and see what it actually comes to. $189.50 divided by how much is it going to cost to do this trade? $14,311. $14,311 comes to a grand total of 1.3%, 1.32% for 1 week, if you like Johnson & Johnson. And that's a big question, because you have 5 questions you got to ask yourself. Number one, does it make sense? That's what I always ask everybody. Does it make sense? You're buying Johnson & Johnson. Well, we almost everybody knows who they are. Okay? $145.20 is the current price. I'm going to sell it to someone else for $145, which is less than what I paid for it. So I'm losing 20 cents right off the top. But I'm gaining, whatever it was, I forget what it was, $189 per contract. So each contract I do, I get $189. $189 is 1.32%, if you like it. Mark, where am I from? I'm from the Boston area. Canadian freshwater fishing. My friend wants to look at PBR. We looked at that. Austin, how are you? Am I wealthy? Dr. Chuggers? I believe I am. All depends on how you want to measure it. Casey, I'm not buying Johnson & Johnson for short term. I'm buying it so I don't have to think about it. Sleep good at night. Not options on it. Casey, well, you're definitely in the wrong place. Just be totally honest with you. You like Johnson & Johnson? Great. You want to buy it and hold on to it for the rest of your life? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You know? That's not the game I want to play. I don't buy something just to sit and watch it. I owe you a big thank you, friend. I implemented your strategy October 7th and couldn't be happier. I'll join the club as soon as I can. Antonio, good for you. Welcome to the club. All right, so what was I saying? Where was I? Sorry, I have to go back to look at some of these. Okay. Canadian freshwater fishing. You like peanut butter and raspberry? Wonderful. Glad you like it. It doesn't work for me. Okay? Every single day I get people just like you that says, hey, I got this stock, I made all this money. Great. Wonderful. That's awesome. I'm glad you're making money. That's a great thing. I like simple, safe, predictable, and consistent trades. My main focus, simple and safe and predictable and consistent. All 4 of them. I want all 4. Okay, yeah, I could buy a stock and it shoot up and make a whole bunch. But how many other stocks do I have to buy and lose money on to get one good one? Okay, nobody buys one stock and it shoots through the roof. Doesn't work that way. So, Dr. Chuggers, am I wealthy? I like to think I am. I come and go as I please. I have enough money to do whatever I want, almost whatever I want. It just looked it up. Wow. Okay. What is the best platform for trading as well as practice? Zahid Gill. I like Think or Swim. Now, 15 years ago, I wrote the right trading platform. That was 15 years ago. Okay, 20 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. Because when I first started, I wanted something that had everything I wanted in it. I didn't have to jump around from one channel to the next, to the next, to the next. The only reason I use Yahoo Finance nowadays is ever since Chucky took over, because Charles Schwab bought this from TD Ameritrade, okay? They discontinued a few of the perks they used to have. So yeah, now I have to go to find an outside source to get that information. Okay, Jeff, our GTI, we already looked at it. Okay, 77, 255, we already looked at Johnson & Johnson. I'm having trouble joining. Frankenstein, DM me your phone number. Send me your phone number. I'll walk you through it. Cody, what coin is this? I don't do coins at all. Oh, too late, too short. Yep, got it. All right. Schiff and Schiff. M-E. What the heck is M-E? Usually if I say what the heck is something, it's usually not a good sign. Let me get out of all this and go back to the beginning, and let me check out M-E. M-E. No. How you like that one? Schiff and Schiff. Okay. 30 days ago, we're at 540. We dropped down to 260, shoots up, pulls back. She's at 560, and it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. King Crypto, Vanna. What the heck is Vanna? V-A-N-A. That's a no. Thoughts on ASC. What the heck is ASC? Oh, it's a no. ASX. ASX. That's a no also. Okay? I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay. Doesn't make worth my while. Okay? Create it live. Mark, PDR. Got in trouble. They were. PDR. What the heck is PDR? Penrod. Oh, Pernod? Yeah, no. Alrighty. So with options, you are essentially betting on whether the stock will go up. No, not really. I love coding. Wow, I got a challenge for you if you like coding. I got a couple really cool softwares that I used to work awesome a few years ago. Now they don't. Need a coding. Need someone to do some coding. All right, so Dr. Chuggers. I'm not really betting on if the stock's going to go up or not. What I'm looking for are trends just before the dividend is paid. Okay? All these little green dots represent dividends. Okay? A certain company. Certain companies. What do we have? Let me go into one that I actually know a little bit better. That one's just a general one. That's not my personal list. Okay, Dr. Chuggers, you ready? Bank of America, General Motors, Occidental Petroleum, Hewlett-Packard, Boyd Gaming, Paramount, Mendeley's, U.S. Bank, American Express, Bristol-Myers Squibb. Those are just some. AIG, Best Buy, J&W. Nordstrom's, KeyBank, Halliburton, MPW, Abelmal, Devon, Macy's, T. Rowe Price, Seagate, Walmart. You probably heard of almost every single one of these companies. This is my personal list. These are the companies that I invest in. I don't buy just anything. So, you guys have me look at a whole bunch of stocks. There's not much here on this list, but look it up here. Okay? This is what you guys have me look at every week. So every week I look at literally hundreds and hundreds of stocks. Okay? Look at them all. 90% of them I don't invest in. I invest in only companies that have consistently increased their dividends for more than 20 years. Okay, QUBT is not one of them. Just curious, I got in at $1 a share in October. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that means. Andrea, how about Siri and HP? All right, let's go back to Siri. SIRI. So, Andrea, I never got your answer whether or not you're coming to Vegas or not. For those of you who don't know, I am going to be in Vegas on Friday and Saturday. I have a couple of meetings. We're going to talk about some of the conversation is going to be about the hedge fund we're thinking about starting next year, the year after. Ooh, take a look. Sweetie Swag wants to take a look at Marathon. Can you make your dividend calendar shareable on TOS? Marathon, MARA. Alrighty. Alrighty. All right, Siri, let's take a look. Unfortunately, Andrea, Siri is another one of those companies that dropped today looking to find a new bottom eventually. It's at the bottom of the year. Okay, eventually it will turn around and go up. Eventually. But when? The idea is never sell at a loss. Well, if you bought it, let's say at 24, hold on, let's get rid of, yeah, there we go. Wow. I might have to change my thoughts on Siri because look at this. Okay, right now it's at 21.51. The 24s, look what the 24s getting. 0. You got to get something. You can't get 0. I don't like companies that don't pay a couple of strikes out. Savannah, please what? I don't see every single question. Okay, top chat, what's Savannah wanting? Can you tell my grandma some tips? Oh, well, unfortunately, Savannah, I don't give tips. I don't. I look at numbers and I read facts, read factual numbers. Siri, the opening price today is what it is. The high, the low, the close. Okay, what can I buy it for? What can I sell it for? What's that? This I can tell you. I can't tell you whether it's a good trade or not for you because I don't know anything about you or your grandmother. I can tell you how to read a chart. Well, here's the high, here's the bottom. Which direction does it look like it's going? Well, it's pretty self-evident. Down, up, down. It hasn't found the bottom yet. As soon as it finds the bottom and turns around, goes up, that's where I want to buy. See right here? Here's the bottom here. It turned around and it went up. Well, that's all stocks ever do. If we pull back, hold on. Okay, take a look. Okay, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. The idea is if you like a good company, find a company that you like, something you like to buy and hold on to, and then consistently trade it. As she comes down off of this high, well, that's when you buy it. When she goes up, that's when you sell it. Okay, it's really not that difficult. Remember, the trading strategy I'm sharing with you, I created for my 9-year-old daughter when she was 9 in 2008. You know what? For the last hour, let's reboot and see what we can do. I'm going to go through these questions, and then I'm going to reboot. Daisy, you're from Boston? Cool beans. I'm actually from Marshfield, which is a suburb of Boston. But I was born in the Boston area. Okay. Alrighty. Your lips are off with your words. So, sorry, I don't know how that happens. How to get the calendar set up to show companies you like dividend dates. Two-ton Tony. That's a good name, Tony. All right. How do you get that? Well, you come right over here to the watch list. Okay? Okay, and you create a watch list. All right? Whatever you want to name it, and then you import all the stocks you want to take a look at. Okay, I like the Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's. I like to combine all 5 of those lists together. Okay, and then I come over here and I slide down, and here are all my personal lists. Okay, companies that are over 100 years old, companies that I want to do calendar spreads on, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Dividend Kings, so on and so forth. These are all my personal lists. So you can create your own personal list, but you do that through the watch list over here in the top left corner. All right, where were we? 1, Mark don't know me. Sorry, I'm talking on my phone and correcting stuff not so well. All right, Jack. Can you not see my question? No, Jack, I didn't see a question. How much money would you need to invest to make $100,000 a year doing this? 200,000. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? 200,000. Okay, 50% a year. 1% a week comes to 50% a year. If 50% a year equals 100,000, well, 100% would be 200,000. 200,000, $100,000. Poet was wonderful today. Poet, what the heck is poet? P-O-E-T. Okay, I missed a question over here. What was it? Righty. Okay. So, Jack, no, I didn't see your question. Poet was wonderful. Okay, nice upside. Nice movement. Let's check it out. A year ago was the bottom of the year. 74 cents. Okay? The high, 582. Okay, the last 30 days. 30 days ago was the 30-day bottom. 2 weeks ago was the 30-day top. She sunk. Here's the bottom right here on Friday. Monday was higher. Tuesday higher. Friday was higher. What does this stock normally do this time of year? For that, we use the seasonality chart. Okay. Apparently, this thing doesn't have seasonality into December. Why the hell is that? How old is this company? Well, let's go over to Yahoo Finance and see the details that we're not seeing. Poet, P-O-E-T. Oh, there are no dividends on Poet. Okay, I probably would never look at it because no dividends, no thank you. Because if I'm not able to make a profit on it, absolute worst case scenario, when the stock goes down, what am I collecting? Daisy, you love Marshfield? Well, I used to. I can't even afford a home. Can't even afford a home in my hometown. Crazy. What platform is that, Jack? It's Thinkorswim. Jack, you've been here for a while. You have. Dave Ramsey for the win. Yay! I gotta love some of the. I like some of the stuff that Dave Ramsey has to say. Some of the stuff I don't agree with, which is okay. From Boston, do you know Peter Lynch? I know Joanne Lynch. And I believe she had a brother. She had a couple of brothers. I need you to do that for me, please. Well, Dr. Chuggers, seriously, give me a call. Drop me your number. I'll give you a call. Okay? Because number one, this is the first time you've ever been here. So I don't really know who you are. Okay? I always insist on talking to people and meeting face to face. I'm from Gen X. I believe in staring somebody in the eye, shaking their hands. Okay? Now, I do it for other people, but I do have rules. Okay? You really want to know? Drop me a number. I'll give you a call. So, that's all the questions. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to reboot and do it some more, because I got a lot of energy tonight. You know, I got 15 minutes left to go. Peter Lynch from Fidelity. Well, probably not, because Joanne Lynch is from Marshfield, and I don't think she knows anything about investing. But Doc Druggers, I'm going to be in Vegas chatting with a couple of clients that want me to do the exact same thing. But I've been chatting with them for quite a while. So Poet's going to be a no. We got 15 minutes left to go. What can we do in 15 minutes? Oh my. All right. Let's take a look at some other positions I jumped into today. Harley Davidson we looked at. Ooh, Altria. Let's take a look at Altria. Oh, Altria is down to 53, which I don't mind because look what the position I'm in. Okay? I bought the 50s and I sold some 50s. Okay, great. Well, as long as she's above 50, I'm good. MPW we already did. Riley we already did. Walgreens we already did. US Steel we already did. Halliburton. Foot Locker. We didn't do Foot Locker. Okay. Foot Locker pulled back a little bit today. Halliburton. We didn't do Halliburton. Halliburton searching for a new bottom. What a bummer. Nike. Jag, we already looked at Nike a bunch of times already. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you want to see about Nike other than the fact, you know, okay, Nike had a high at 125, dropped just after the Olympics. She dropped really big and stayed down the $70 area. Well, we're at $76.90 at the moment. Okay, look where your 30-day high is 2 weeks ago. Your 30-day bottom 4 weeks ago. Shoots up, going sideways. Okay, let's zoom into this last 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, 77.44 if you like that. Change this. Actually, dividend stocks. Amphenol. Change this. Is it weekly? Amphenol. Change this. I really need to have the ticker symbol. I've never heard of Amphenol before. So usually if I've never heard of it for this particular strategy, it's probably going to be a no. Because I like weekly optionable stocks. And Amphenol, never heard of it. AMPH. Amphenol, APH. No. Okay? APH, monthly. Monthly is a no. And the reason why it's a no, because the numbers just don't work. Okay? It's at $70 right now. So, let's pick up for January, the 20. Okay? It's currently at 70.46. Okay? So the 70 is going for $1.95. Now I'm losing 46 cents right off the top. So if I take the 46 cents off of the profit, well, now I'm at $1.44. So $1.44 on a $70 stock, that's 2%. And that's for 1 month. So 2% for 1 month is half the battle. Okay? Half the battle. Okay, here's the last 30 days. Okay, $70 30 days ago. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Great. Where's it going to be in the next 30 days? Because if she's here, hypothetically speaking, in 30 days, well, she should be here again. Because 30 days ago, she was at 70. She went up, came back down. Now she's at 70 again. So 30 days ago, I'll make 70. I'll make 2% for 1 month. Why would I want to do 2% for 1 month when I can do 1 or 2% every single week? Well, look at Macy's. Hold on. Now, 2 things. The difference between Amphenol, which I've never heard of, Macy's I've heard of, and Macy's has weekly options. Well, look where Macy's is at the moment. $15.97. And if I do the 16s, I'm getting 2%. So I could get 2% a month from Amphenol, Or I can get 2% a week from Macy's. Macy's I've heard of. They've been in business for over 100 years. Amphenol, never heard of them. They're offering 2% a month. So I'm not here to pick and choose what companies are shiny, bright, and whatever, whatever. Okay? I'm looking here specifically for cash flow. Well, Macy's been in business for 100 years. They're offering 2% a week. Amphenol, never heard of them. They're offering 2% a month. You tell me which one makes more sense to you, because I know which one makes more sense to me. Someone tried to sell me on it and said that their optical runs on hardware generation of which next year. Okay, fine dandy. But for me, it always goes back to rule number one. Rule number one for me, never buy something you don't understand. When I mean understand, I mean everything about it. Macy's, I understand. They've been in business for 100 years. You know, you can't buy name recognition that Macy's has. Okay? They have the New Year's parade, the Valentine's parade, Easter parade, the 4th of July parade, the Thanksgiving parade, the Christmas parade, the I don't care what the hell friggin' day it is parade. They have a friggin' parade all the time. Macy's is better. You know what? No. APH, just no. The numbers just don't work. I like weeklies because weeklies gives me a nice consistent cash flow on a consistent basis. That's what I'm looking for. All right, we got 9 minutes left to go. Let's see what else we can come up with. Somebody wanted me to take a look at Marathon, M-A-R-A. Well, it had a big, look, it had 2 up days in a row. Look, Friday was the 30-day bottom. Monday was an update. Tuesday was an update. What happened today? Drop. It happens. Next on the list, NTAP. What the heck is NTAP? Okay. NetApp. How is Macy's still around, though? I haven't heard of it in years. How could you not have heard of Macy's in years? They got a parade every single year, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year. Okay, they have the Easter parade, they have the New Year's parade, they have the Thanksgiving parade, they have the Christmas parade. In our house, growing up, that was a ritual. Okay, New Year's, we watched the Macy's New Year's parade. We watched the Macy's Easter parade. We watched the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. We watched the Macy's Christmas parade. We watched them all. All right, NTAP. Yeah, a year ago we were at 89. We dropped the bottom of the year, 83. Here's the last. Look at that top, 135. Hits it twice in July and once again in the end of November. Okay, last 30 days. 30 days ago, we opened up at 118.76. A couple of days later, there's the top, 135.45. Down, up, down, up, down. Here's the bottom right now, 118.34. 118.34. The closest one you're going to get is the 118s. Okay? But the 118s are going for 135 to 275. Okay, but if I'm buying it at 118.83, I'll be looking at the 119s. Well, the 119s are paying out right around 1%. That's what I'm looking for. But I don't like NTAP where it is at the moment because I don't know if tomorrow is going to be lower or not. It could be lower. It might not be lower. But that's not the chance I want to take. I want to find the bottom, and I want 2 days of the upside before I jump in. Okay? Okay, so that's those two. Altria, Foot Locker, CVS. Ooh, Estee Lauder we haven't looked at in a while. Okay. last 30 days for Estee Lauder. 30 days ago was the 30-day bottom. 2 weeks ago, last Monday, was the 30-day high. And then from there, she's just falling, falling, falling. Eventually, we will hit bottom again before she turns around and goes back up again. Never buy a company you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. It's very simple. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, Nike, Visa. We haven't looked at Verizon yet. Oh, haven't we? Yeah, we looked at Verizon already. Okay, same thing. 30 days ago, here's your bottom, shoots up, here's your top, here's your new bottom right here. I'll take a look at it. Watch next week, because tomorrow is Thursday and then Friday. Okay, so tomorrow, if she's higher, great. I still want 2 days, which means Thursday higher, Friday higher, then I'll jump in on Monday, if that's what happens. So we'll keep our eye on Verizon tomorrow. Okay, so we are at 11:25. We got 5 minutes left. You guys ran out of questions, so I'm going to call it a night because I have a very small window of opportunity to get shit done before Christmas comes here because we're flying out. So tomorrow, basically, like a full day. Got a lot of prep because Friday we're flying to Vegas and we have a couple of meetings in Vegas. Anybody want to come? Just let me know. And then I'll be back on Sunday. So Monday, because we have Christmas next week. So what's actually happening next week? Today's the 18th. Tomorrow, I'll be broadcasting live tomorrow. I'll be broadcasting from Vegas. Have fun in Sin City, yeah. I've asked 100 times. Oh, Jack, I don't know what's wrong with your computer. Because every time I look at your name, you keep saying I asked a question. You haven't asked a question. I haven't seen any questions from you, Jack. Okay, I answer every single question. What platform is this? I already told you. It's Think or Swim. That was the last question you asked. Can you not see my question? What other question did you ask? I'm searching through the questions, Jack. And the only question I see there is, what platform is this? So if that's the only question you asked, Jack, I've already answered it. What time tomorrow? Well, my morning trading group is at 9 a.m. Tomorrow night, exact same time, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. until 11:30. Should I put everything into Hawk? Hawk Tour. Oh, Hawk Tour, yeah. I think that girl had a little too much to drink, spoke her mind just as she thought it, and just like, now it's running around. You didn't answer my question. Okay, 360 Travels, this is the first time I've seen your name pop up. Okay, ask a question right here, right now. You have 100% of my attention. What's your question? I'm waiting. Because as I flick through the questions, I try to answer every single question. I go through them one at a time. Okay? I'm not seeing any questions from you or from Jack. Okay, Jack said he's asked a question 100 times. The only question I seen him ask was, what trading platform is this? And I've answered it plenty of times. It's Think or Swim. So 360 Travels, I'm not seeing any questions from you either. So more than likely, your questions are being blocked by some entity somewhere, somehow. Tony Parker, you just joining, just getting ready to leave. What do I think about QUBT? I answered that question 4 times tonight. QUBT is a no. It just does not fit. Okay, 360 Travels at 360 Travels. That's not a question. Okay, still waiting for your question, dude. Okay, so apparently something ain't going right because Jack's saying he's asking questions, and the only question, he's only asked one. I've answered that one. And 360 Travel, you're saying I'm not answering your questions either. Well, I answer every single question that pops up on my screen. So you might be asking something that has been flagged as not being able to ask. Don't know what to tell you about that one. All right. No more questions, apparently. All right, so I'm going to take it off for the night. It's 11:30. I always quit at 11:30. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you again. Jack, you and 360 Travels, I don't know what happened to your questions because I answer the questions as they pop up on my screen. And I'm still not seeing any questions. All right. Well, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Do you see this? Yes, Jack, I see this. Because you're, do you see this? Yes, I see it. What's your question? Let's close this one. Let's close this one. You guys on YouTube, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel.